Hi friends, it's Shuba. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another day of Bookmas. In this video, I'm going to answer 6 questions, and I got this tag from Sydney. I'm not sure if it originated from her. I just saw that she recently posted her video answering these questions for the end of the year book tag. I haven't had too much time to think about these questions, and I think that's a good thing because I can give you my on-the-spot answers and really just be honest about how I'm ending the new year. Grab your favorite cup of coffee or beverage and let's get started. The first question is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? Outside of my December TBR, my 10 before the end, I have 2 books that I want to make sure that I get through and complete for sure. The first one being Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is the sequel in the Shepherd King duology. I loved the first book and I buddy read it with my friend Chelsea. I will link her booktube down below in the description, and we had a really great time. This is a sequel to, I plan on finishing this book before the end of the year, so this is one of them. The second one being Magnolia Parks, A Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. This is the 3rd book in the Magnolia Parks universe, but the 2nd book that has to do with Magnolia Parks and BJ. I know that's a lot. Within the Magnolia Parks universe, we have different characters that we're following. The 1st, 3rd, and 5th books are about Magnolia Parks and BJ, and then the 2nd, 4th, and I believe there's going to be a 6th, are about Daisy Hates and her love interest. So we follow different characters. I personally like Magnolia and BJ's story more than Daisy Hates and her love interest, but I have to read them in order because they kind of follow this timeline. I am buddy reading this with my friend Lauren, and I plan on finishing this book before the end of the year so we can continue on with this series. The second question is, do you have any autumnal books that you like to transition into the end of the year? Yes. Normally, I like to read by season, especially if it is in the romance genre or the thriller genre. I find that with romance, I do read seasonally. I read the spring and summer books during summer and spring, and then if there's a book that has to do with witches, then I'll read that in the fall time, specifically October. For example, You Again by Kate Goldbeck. I loved that book so much. I ended up reading it at the end of October just to set myself up for fall. And same thing goes for the winter months and getting into the end of the year. I'm finding that I like to read books that have to do with snow, holiday romance books in the winter time. And as we get into the end of the year, one of the books that I do have on my end of the year TBR for December is Misery by Stephen King. I think that this is a perfect book to transition into January because we are getting into the colder months. Even though it hasn't started snowing yet in Kansas City, I find that in the winter season, I read more thrillers, I read more horror books that have to center around coldness. Does that make sense? There are a set of 4 books that I am reading for a vlog that center around holiday romance, and I think this is the perfect time for me to transition into, especially with the end of the year. I am currently reading Love You a Lotka by Amanda Elliott. This is a contemporary romance that is centered around Hanukkah. So when we have Christmas books and Hanukkah books and just holiday books, I like to read them at this time. I think that it's a great way for me to end the year and then get ready for 2025 and the new year. I hope that helps. I feel like I was all over the place, but yeah, I do read per season. I think that mood reading is perfect for seasonal reading as well. The next question is there still a new release that you are waiting for? And the answer is no. I recently just finished a book that I was anticipating to read. It had come out in November and I read it so quickly and I loved every minute of it. It is Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. I don't have the actual physical copy. It's in the other room. I'm really lazy, but here is a picture. I loved this 3rd installment of this Rebel Ranch series. It was so good. It was the perfect book to get me out of a reading slump. I flew by reading it and it gave me everything that I wanted and needed. And I don't really have a new book or new release that hasn't come out yet that I want to read, except for the ones that are out in 2025. And I will be filming a video during Bookmas talking about these 25 books I want to read in 2025. So subscribe and stay tuned. The next question is, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? I will actually give you 10 books. I filmed my December TBR 10 before the end video. I will link it right here and in the description down below. These are the 10 books that I plan on reading before the end of the year. The next question is there a book that you think might shock you and be one of your favorites for the end of the year? I'm not sure. Looking at my 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year, I don't think so. But if I had to pick one book, it would probably be pretty high up there, and I might just be really surprised. Rouge by Mona Awad. This has been an anticipated book that came out a while back. I never read it, hence why it's on my TBR and a book that I want to finish before the end of the year. I absolutely love skincare. I grew up watching a lot of skincare videos on YouTube. I have my favorite YouTube influencers when it comes to skincare and makeup. I'm just fascinated by this world and making sure that I am taking care of my skin and keep it healthy. So I think that I'm going to find this to be really fascinating and entertaining. I think that there's going to be a lot of social commentary on how women perceive themselves. So there's going to be not only this horror gothic aspect to the story, but there's going to be some sort of female rage and just behavior that is not expected out of a woman that I will find to really love with Rouge by Mona Awad. The last question to answer is, have you started making your reading plans for the next year, which is 2025? I cannot believe we're already heading into the new year, but the answer is no. I think I've just been too caught up in working on my Bookmas videos and finishing this year strong. End of December will actually be my 1 year marking being on Booktube and filming videos. It's such a momentous time for me, and I'm really proud of myself for continuing this journey and making one video every single week. I think that not only takes a lot of effort and time, but also it takes confidence, and I've just seen myself grow so much. That was a long answer, but the short answer is no. If you have any favorite videos that you want to see me film in the new year, let me know in the comments down below. I personally love filming videos, vlogs, but if you have any specific sit-down videos that you want me to film and talk through, then let me know in the comments down below. I would be happy to. Those were the 6 questions in the end of the year book tag. Short and sweet, to the point, easy as it is. If you want to answer these questions, please answer them in the comments down below. I would love to know what surprised you, what shocked you, what you're excited for, if you still have an anticipated release that's coming out before the end of the year. I'm going to leave you with that. I will see you in another Bookmas video. Bye!